good afternoon. Thank you so much for inviting me to this interview today. I'm really excited to have this opportunity. I'm excited to have the opportunity to learn more about your organization. Question 1, what drew you to the early childhood profession? I will be completely honest when I answer this. I initially started my college degree in accounting, which is somewhat funny when you think about it because accounting is so vastly different from working with children and their families. My friend encouraged me to get a job in a preschool that she was working with. She thought that I would do really good, and I was just kind of looking for a job at the time. So I started my first year working in a public school preschool. When I started to work with the children and see the way that the interactions I had with them impacted their learning and development, I was hooked. Then I applied for the Head Start program that I work for currently. I became a teacher within Head Start. I also did social services in that program, provided family services, health services, resources, things like that, in addition to teaching children. And I found a deep passion for the support I could provide for children and their families to support their learning. What keeps me here today is the work I do with the children and families, being part of a program that offers those support services to support early care and education. We offer housing, food assistance, physical and mental health care, resources. All those factors positively impact children and their well-being and their ability to prepare for moving up in their school education. We know when families are healthy and safe and are economically stable, their children's health and well-being, including education, just thrives. Question 2. What do you consider to be your chief responsibility as an early childhood professional? First and foremost, it will always be the health and safety of children, families, and the staff that I work with. One of the ways that I do this is through the relationships that I make with all of those, the children, families, and the staff I work with. Young children and their learning and development are connected to their families. To support and promote their learning and development, we as professionals need to recognize the importance of children's families and establish relationships with them early on. These relationships need to be based on mutual trust and respect, and supporting and involving families is key to that. It's also key to their emotional and educational growth. Inviting families to be part of your classroom, involved in your classroom, is just one of those ways that you can build your relationship with a child's family. Another responsibility that I feel is key in my work is to provide the staff that we hire and have the most formal education and specialized training that we can offer them. Research shows that staff who have specific preparation, knowledge, and skills in child development and early education are more likely to engage in warm, positive interactions with the children, offer richer language experiences, and create higher quality learning environments. So as a professional working in this role, it's my job to make the staff that work for me stars in their roles and provide them with the resources that will help them grow in their work. Opportunities for teaching and administrative staff to receive supportive supervision and to participate in ongoing professional development, ensure that their knowledge and skills reflect the most up-to-date and ever-changing knowledge within education. Question 3. What is the role of collaboration in professional practice? Address collaboration with other professionals and with families. Collaboration is key to success in education. As educators, we collaborate with colleagues, which allows us to learn from our peers' expertise and what they have learned. It allows us to share knowledge within our professional community. And this in turn improves the levels of instruction and support that we're able to give to the children and families in our care. One way that I have collaborated in the past is with colleagues in the early childhood special education field. When we identify a child who is on an IFSP, the ECSE staff will come into our classrooms, push into our classrooms to provide that specialized support. It's crucial that there is communication and collaboration between myself as the teacher or the site lead or the supervisor to communicate with that ECE staff to better be able to support this child in the classroom. We need to communicate about what we're seeing when that staff is not in the classroom. We need to communicate about the goals that child has achieved and met. We need to communicate about the services that they're providing in our classroom and how we can support with providing those services when they're not pushed into our classroom. So collaboration is incredibly crucial with not only outside staff, but also our colleagues and our peers. Another collaboration that is crucial to education is parent-teacher collaboration. As I spoke about before, parents and educator relationships are key. Parents are their child's first teacher, and we need to recognize that and support them in supporting their child to be school ready, giving them the confidence and the ability and tools to advocate for their child as they move through the educational system. And when we have a relationship with a child's family, that supports having a good relationship with the child as well. They're able to see the relationship that we have with their families and know that with where they come for school every day is a safe place. Question 4. What strategies do you routinely utilize to ensure that you are critically reflecting on your own growth as an early childhood professional? One of the strengths that I have been recognized for is my ability to self-reflect. I'm able to carefully and thoughtfully consider the impact of my decisions, actions, and practices, and how they will impact the program that I work for, the children in that program, and the families and staff. When we are able to do that, we're able to not only grow our skill set, but support the growth of the program that we work for. My past supervisors have told me in reflective meetings that they appreciate my ability to take constructive feedback and change or modify what I'm doing accordingly. I don't view constructive feedback I don't take it personally. However, I use it as an opportunity to grow my own skills. Question 5. Briefly describe an issue that might be the focus of current or future advocacy efforts and explain why advocacy is a hallmark of professionalism in the early childhood field. Implementing trauma-informed care in programs and schools across the country will support learning environments for all children by providing childhood trauma awareness to educators and people that work with children who have experienced childhood trauma or adverse childhood experiences, also called ACEs. It is vital that ECE professionals understand the influences that affect the children and families that are in their class, specifically the effects of trauma. One reason for understanding these influences is to know how to best support the children and families to meet their needs. Children who have been exposed to trauma may have underdeveloped executive functioning skills, which can really impact their learning and also lead to challenging behaviors throughout their life. The science behind trauma-informed care and the knowledge that positive relationships and interactions can change a child's brain chemistry is really amazing. And the fact that educators have the ability and can gain the knowledge to be able to do that and impact the society in such a significant way is truly amazing. If you go back through the history of early childhood education, you realize that it is here because of the advocacy that was done before, by educators before. They advocated that learning and having school experiences and building relationships early on in a child's development is key to those first 5 years of development. That is when their brains absorb the most information. And if we didn't have early childhood education, we would be really missing a key time of development for children. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me today. I'm very excited at the possibility of joining your team. If you have any additional questions, please let me know. I'll be happy to speak with you again, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.